talk about let's talk about something here. Let's talk about art. And everybody knows about Artist King. It's in November. Tickets, early tickets are out. And this will be the last Black Book Conversations of the year. Because in November we're gonna do the 3 days straight, and we got a lot of people coming through and talking about a lot of different stuff. But today, I want to talk. The subject is the art business roundtable, and talking about business. And Phyllis has a couple of questions that she brought up, and we're going to discuss a couple of those things, which is similar to what Adrian came to me and talked to me a couple months ago, and I had a list, and there was three things on my list, and part of it was your skills, and then the next part was your portfolio, and then the next part was the presentation. And all of that leads up into how do you sell your art, or how do you make money from your art? Because in the end, that's what we want. Well, not some of us, anyways. That's what we want. We want to make money off of our art, and so I know I do, and I do, and that's a full time job for me, art, and the hustle. But so let's say we do have the skills. We're doing what we do. We have the art. We have the portfolio, meaning we have plenty of work. All right, we got plenty of paintings and so on. The next step is the presentation. How do you show off your work to potential buyers? And I think that's what I was. That's my an angle when I'm talking about the website you have now. It's are your customers finding you there, and is your art the first thing they see, or how do they find your art, or what are they doing when they come across your art, or are they looking for your art in particular? And so I have a couple websites with my portfolios in it and some of my art, and the first thing that people come across, and let's say my illustrations, my website for illustrations. The first thing they come across when they get to my illustration websites is the illustrations. I don't talk about myself. I don't talk about what I do, how I did it, and why I did it. Mostly talk about here's my art, now buy it, because I'm presenting what it is that they're looking for. They've either met me, and I've already told them about the skills that I have and what I do, or they've come across my card that shows some of my skills already, that has my art on it, and so now they're on my website either to go ahead and buy something or see my work so that they can hire me to do it. So that all comes down to presentation. On my card, it says thecreativegenius.com. It's a direct representation of my brand and the name. So you can go to thecreativegenius.blogspot.com. You can go to thecreativegenius.deviantart.com. You can go to thecreativegenius.wordpress.com. Come on in, brother. And but it don't matter where you go, it's always going to be The Creative Genius. But I direct people to my main website, which is thecreativegenius.com. And the reason for that is because I'm building up my brand, and I want people to remember that brand, and so everything's related to that brand. So that's all comes down to presentation. So now once you cover that, how is it that you find the people who are going to buy your artwork? And one of the things that I've done when it comes to illustration and anything else is find other artists who are doing similar stuff. So one of the people who I've followed for a long time is James Eugene and W. James Eugene, his style is the digital art is just insane. It's just out there. And W, his just skills, he can do the drawing, he can do the painting, he can do the digital. And so I see the circles they move, I see where they post their artwork, I see how they promote their artwork, and then I try to do the same. Because if they had the kind of skills that I like and that are in my level, and they have customers, then I want to be where they're at so that those customers can also see my stuff. And so like if you're doing fine art, then you need to start looking for the artists or the artwork that's related, similar to yours, that is in the same level in the same style and the same subject matter, and then get in those circles so that you can also have those people who are buying that art start looking at your art and eventually buy yours. That's it. That's the key. But you have to make it very easy for them. You have to drive in the brand. You have to make them come to you and then see the artwork the first thing and say, "Yep, that's the piece I saw. I just want to buy it now." And so it's important to have your website and have it set up the right way to sell stuff, to sell your artwork. So if with yours, I would like to go over it and redo it. And one of the websites that the platforms that I suggest a lot is Weebly, because it's very, very easy. Very easy to handle, very easy to do. I charge artists to do their websites, and I do it on that platform just so that when I hand it off, they can edit it and put in things. You can upload artwork. You can add in all the text you want for each piece. You can describe it. You can put pay buttons on it, and it goes through your PayPal. They can pay you first, and then you figure it out how you're gonna ship it, when you ship it, and so on. So all that's still in your control. All that is you still handle yourself. You know.
Weebly has that built in.
It does have a shopping cart built in. Yep. These are secrets that I'm telling you, because I charge people for this. Seriously, I do. But yes, it does have the shopping cart feature, so that PayPal does all your transactions, all of it. The credit cards, the debit cards, the Discovery, the American Express. Those are American Express and Discovery. You have to apply for those. They check your credit to if you want to have a credit card machine to run those kind of cards. But if you do it through PayPal, it's automatic. It doesn't matter. So that's why I choose Weebly. But I mean, there's plenty of stuff out there. And if you're gonna use what you have now, which is fine, then let's work on your brand. What is the name of your brand?
Par Art.
And what does that mean?
My initials, Phyllis Adair Roberts, and that's how I sign it.
Uh-huh.
And I have my logo, which is over there on that. Okay, how other people found me, like let's back up.
Okay.
The painting I did. They'll say something to me on the social network, which would be Facebook.
Uh-huh.
They saw the painting. Do you have more?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I send them names
Right.
over there. But that website, is out there doing its thing.
Mm-hmm.
But initially, meeting people from all over the world comes from right now Facebook.
Right. So those are contacts that you come across, and then you feed them to your website. How much interaction do you get just out of the website by itself?
Because I would say between 30 and 40% of the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So it's doing something.
You just gotta understand, it's only been active only about 4 months or so.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good. Now,
and my pieces, I sold one in Texas and one in California.
Mm-hmm.
And down in Florida.
That's good.
So that's outside of. That's why I know this goes beyond here,
Mm-hmm.
locally in Atlanta.
Do you have business cards?
Yeah, and I was looking in my pocket to see if I had one.
And what website does it have on there?
Par Art.
It says yesc.com,
Yeah.
Par Art. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has my logo again. Getting back to visuals,
Mm-hmm.
which is the right here.
Mm-hmm.
It has that on my business card.
Right.
And along with, you can email me or call me, and I have other stuff that I do on that card.
Like what? Like hair?
And poetry.
And what? Poetry. Okay.
So my thing is art, hair, and poetry. That's
okay. So I'm gonna say something about that, and then we're gonna take a break. We're gonna talk to James, and James is gonna talk to everybody about another way where you could post your artwork and feature it. Who has an iPhone here? 1, 2. That's it. 2 people. Dang it. All right. So you on your card you have poetry, hair, and art, right?
because I'm multimedia.
Right, and that's fine. Cool. So I'm multimedia too. I do tattoos, websites, logos, illustrations, fine art, so on. And then I curate art shows, and then I run Artist King and stuff. Okay, so that's 7 things. I don't put more than one thing on my business card. Let me tell you why. Because when I'm talking to somebody, and let's pretend for a second we're talking about illustration work, and they say, okay, cool, I want your card because I want to call you about this illustration work. Then I give them the card, and it just says illustration. But if I gave them a card that said illustration and then tattoos, now it's going to kind of dilute the message that I just had with that person. I've already sold them on the illustration. Now I just want them to give me some money. I don't want them to be convinced about the illustration and then kind of get sidetracked on this tattoo thing, or get sidetracked on the other stuff I do. Because you're diluting your own message. When you watch a commercial on TV, for the whole 30 seconds or the whole 15 seconds of that commercial, they're talking about one thing only, and they're trying to sell you on that one thing. That's it. So your card should be the same way. Your website should be the same way. I have a different website for everything that I do. On my tattoos website, I don't have stuff about the websites that I build. I don't have stuff about the illustrations that I do. I don't have anything, because whoever got to that website about my tattoos was looking for tattoos. Now that they're there, I want them to give me money. Give me money. You want tattoos? I got it. Now give me some money. That's what I want. You know what I mean? Because that's the business that I'm in. But if I feature something else on there, now they're getting sidetracked, and now I've changed the subject on them, and now I don't want that. Go ahead.
My everyday job is hair.
Right.
So I'm got the person in my chair. Oh, and I'm like, give them my card. Oh, you do art? Then that leads me into potential, and I have sold that way.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's my experience.
But they're already in the chair. You don't have to sell them on hair.
No, I'm saying art.
Right.
And then their friends, they buying gifts. That's another customer for art.
Right.
Along with getting your hair done. And then my coworker, he promotes and hypes me up. And like he'll brag to them, oh, I have some of her, that helps.
She does art. All right. So now what happens when you're in an art show, and you at any of these shows that you've done, and they introduce you as an artist, and this is her work. She did these pieces right here. And then when you're done talking, now the people want to talk to you, and you hand them a card.
I got one of these.
The flyer?
Yeah.
You have a flyer?
Specifically with the art.
Just the art. Oh, there you go. See, you good.
No, I'm not good, because I need to get those buyers.
Right. But those buyers, now we realize, little by little, they're not your friends.
Right.
They're not your family. Yeah. So we need to find strangers who are our lovers, who love the kind of art that you do. Right. And so now we need to find that market. But while we find that market, we also have to have the proper presentation. All right. So I want to take this time, and I'm going to jump into that in a second. We're going to have James come up here and talk a little bit. His name is James Lyttle, and him and his family created an app called Finestra. And this app, Finestra, I'll let him tell you more about it, is to sell art on the app.
It's FINESTRA.
FINESTRA. Finestra app. Finestra art app. So you come up here and sit down.
All right.
We just this is streaming live, so I can record it for later.
Okay. Command Central here. All right. Well, yeah, me and my brother worked on this app for like 2 years, and it's really about kind of this community, a different kind of community of, reaching new buyers and kind of reaching them in a way that's kind of untraditional. And so we were like thinking, wow, artists have a lot of artwork in their closet, or, they went to college for art like my dad, and they tried to get out and they couldn't raise a family on it, so they became plumbers instead. And so they've been doing that. My dad, it's kind of the backstory. He's been doing that for 30 years. He's an incredible plumber. He's also a super talented artist, but he doesn't have the time to get that artwork out there and to get it into, places or galleries or make a website or whatever. So we were really, I don't know, intrigued. The idea just kind of hit me one day. I started talking about it with my brother about creating this app that would allow artists to connect with local buyers on the phone. And so that's what it is about, allowing you to connect your original artwork with people in your area in Atlanta here. So we launched here in Atlanta at the end of June. We got a website, Finestra
It's okay.
artapp.com. And it's for iPhone only right now. But we're working hard to try and do more of a universal option also. But probably the easiest thing is just to show you. I don't know how much time
Yeah.
I have, but this is what it looks like. So it's loading up, but it's really easy for artists to get on, download it. So this is actually my man Dan's artwork right here. He's got some right there, and so if I just tap on this is kind of the newest and the featured artwork. So it's all just artwork around here. And so it says Daniel Flores has an acrylic piece entitled Rebirth. It's located 0.1 miles away, apparently, and is available for $150. So you can see that. You can press this button right here.
Yes, in Atlanta, Georgia. I paint live there once a month during their Smart Thursdays events. I like to say that I put the art in smart, and I do it in front of the crowd. So while the musicians are on stage playing instruments and you have to listen to the singers.
Okay, so there's a little taste. We give the artist a chance to talk about their work. I know artists don't always want to talk about their work. It's one of the things that we're feel pretty strongly about, is trying to challenge artists to say a little something, because it's more about the personality and a little bit of a personal connection. So giving you a chance to, when I'm at my home, I don't know how to find artwork. I don't go to galleries. I don't go to festivals. Maybe I go to festivals, but I just want some tangible ways to connect with it in a personal way. And so your voice is part of that. And so you can see it on your wall. You can move this down. You can start moving it around on your wall. You can hit this button and then say use your own wall. And then I'm just going to stick it right on here. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4.
And take a picture of the wall.
Take a picture of your own wall where you are, and then stick it on your wall. So this is what people can do when they see your artwork. They can stick it on your wall. They can move it around. They can go in, and they can go in here and they can share it online. They can favorite it. They can contact you directly. They can see all your artwork. So if I wanted to hit this, I think the signal's a little weak in here.
Yeah.
But it'll go through, and then you can see, oh, I like this piece, but let me see, like you were saying, what else do you have? So go in there and show the rest of it. Oops, you can zoom in. And then you can see it in a list too. So you can explore it different ways. Show me the stuff that's closest to me. Show me sort of by price, by color, different things like that. And so there's a lot of different things you can do. It's really kind of making an easy way for you to get on here, register with your email. In a few minutes, you can start capturing your artwork and getting it out there. The first piece is free to upload, and then after that, it's just 99 cents each. So that's all we're charging right now. It's really about trying to make it easy for you to reach a different type of people.
And you control your sales, so that the app doesn't sell your artwork for you. It doesn't have a credit card transactions process or anything. It's just listed. Now, once a person sees your artwork on the app, they'll contact you directly, or however you set it up on the app. So then you can finish your own transaction for yourself.
Yeah. Right now we're kind of really just about connecting you with your buyers. And like I said, this is pretty new. We love feedback. We want to hear what you guys think. We really want to kind of integrate payment processing into it, so it's way easier for people to say, oh, I like that, let me buy it, and then just arrange a time to pick it up, or go see it or whatever. You got a question? We've had that question a good bit. I don't know. We honestly, like, we're a pretty small shop, and we're still kind of figuring out what the model is that's really going to make it sustainable as a business, and then we'll figure out, how, is it time to go develop it on Android also. We are starting to do like a website version. So if you do a show, for example, you could actually, so for example, like if you wanted to take his phone and be like, hey, let me borrow your phone, I'm going to add my artwork to it. You can create your own account on somebody else's phone. It's not the best case scenario right now, but then you can log out and then it's up there, and then they'll just connect with you through email. So, but a universal thing is when you do a show, we're going to start doing these things where there's either a QR code or a little bit.ly thing. People can just walk up and they can scan it, and then it'll pull up a web page, and it'll basically be the same thing. So for special events, like, they'll be able to walk up and do it and then start listening to you talk about it. And so it's like a automatic audio tour, sort of. So we've been down at Octane. I don't know if you guys know that coffee shop downtown. We've been doing stuff there. We're starting to do some stuff at Hateville, Georgia. We were at Georgia Tech this last weekend doing this thing with Mentor Walk that was really fun. We were at Land Tech Village just across the street. We got some artwork hanging up in there now too, and we're trying to approach it in a different way. Like, we think y'all have a story to tell through your artwork. There's something inspiring about it, and inspiring about you and what you do, and that comes through your art. And so we want to give you a chance to connect with an audience that way, instead of just like I don't know, a lot of average people that maybe don't know as much about artwork or whatever. They're always just focused on the price, or the how long did it take you to make that, or good questions, but we want to kind of take them to a deeper personal level with it. So yeah, this is a open source community, open source idea. Love your feedback, thoughts, and whatever. What do you guys think? What are you feeling?
You ready, huh?
Me Android.
I know.
That's it.
I know.
Cool. Well, thank you, James.
Sure.
We're gonna work on doing the QR code thing for Artist King in November.
Yeah, Artist King. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook. Y'all can get connected whether you got iPhone or not. And see, we're starting to do more things where you can get out into the community. And so if you sign up, I've gotten an email.
Got
Get it out there. I don't have a card on me right now, but on Facebook probably is the best way right now. Just Finestra Art app.
But I think, do you have a sign-up sheet on the website? I think, Finestra.
You know what? I'll just, if you all want to sign up, you just write something down.
No, I think it's it just says download the app.
Yeah, we don't have the sign up.
What is it that I saw on that iPad on Saturday?
Yeah, it was custom for you.
Oh yeah.
I know we need to get it.
All right, so get it up on the website. But you can find out more. Just FinestraArtApp.com, and I'll put it on the.
Yeah, just Google it.
I'll put it on the meetup page anyway, because we have a meetup page, so that you can click on it and go through it. And so then that's where the presentation and the promotion come in. The way I look at it is, not only do you need to have your website right, but you also got to start putting your artwork in places where people are going to find it. The people who are going to buy it, the people who are your customers, the people who buy that type of art. You know what I mean? Yes, yeah, I think that's it. And I like what Finestra is doing, because it's in everybody's hand. Well, at least anybody who has an iPhone, anyway. And I had an idea like that. It's like, I know I would feel kind of cool to tell people, yeah, I have an app for my art. Check it out. Not just a website, go to so-and-so such-and-such.com. But nah, just go to just download it from the App Store. my art is on the app. You can buy it right then and there. I think that's super cool. Tell you post that on your Facebook, on your website, anywhere. Like buy it anywhere. Check out my work, any artwork anytime. You don't have to go to a website, particular website at all. But by having that presentation, like the recording, the description, your artwork, it gives people a different dimension, and that's kind of like what Phyllis was saying that she likes about Yesy, that you can type in as much stuff as you want about your art piece, whatever you want people to know about it. So anyway, that's why I asked James to come by. Thank you, James.
You're welcome.
And I'm gonna see you Wednesday.
I'll see you Wednesday. Yeah,
Was that you? You coming Wednesday or Sept?
yeah, I think I'm going.
You are. Okay.
Talking
Cool.
Wednesday.
Well, we have another group. We get together. Art Entrepreneur Program.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah. That's the hardcore people right
That's
there.
the hard piece.
Yeah. I think half of them have iPhones also. Yeah, we gotta work on that, man. I'll help you. I bring
So
you
this is
coffee.
only like a taste of what you do on Wednesdays, right?
This what what you got in your hand now?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's kind of a taste on that. Right.
This is like hardcore, serious.
Right. The media marketing.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's a class that I'm gonna give here in October. So it's called social media marketing, and for artists, because then that's the next element. You know, right now we just kind of talking about it, but I actually show you how to set up all that stuff you're gonna need: the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram.
You know, all those.
We have to, yeah, from that we did that last year. Yeah, how to connect all the different parts together. Yes, Pinterest and all those websites, because we're visual artists, and that's the first thing that people are gonna see. That's the first way we're gonna reach people, by what they see. So we want to grab them and then sell them, and that's why I have a different website for each one of my things. Because once I grab them, I want to sell them. I'm ready, you know. So, but so you have to promote that, promote your artwork, promote your websites, promote in all the different social medias, because that's where all the people are at, on all these different social medias. And like I said, I've for the art shows that we do, the mono art shows, I've had artwork come in for art shows from Czechoslovakia. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't even know if I said it right.
That sounds right.
Can you believe it? That's from somewhere in Europe and stuff. And it's like, how
Go online.
they found us online, and they wanted to be in an art show in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Because Atlanta's got a good buzz, but I was. Okay.
I'm just saying that we're able, through online, because of the online promotion, we're able to connect with people anywhere. You know, so if you get your online promotion right, if you get the way you feature your artwork correctly, people will be much easier to find your work, much easier to connect with you, much easier to just buy stuff and pay for stuff. That's all, because that's what you want. You want to make more sales. You want to sell more artwork. You know, but you want to reach out a wider net of people. That means you got to get further out into other networks, not just Facebook, but the other ones. And when I mentioned Instagram, I've sold art on Instagram, and it's just a picture. You take a picture of the artwork,
Tell them hit you up.
and yeah, and you type in what the name of the piece is, how much it costs, where can they get it. That's it. And some of the times I haven't even done that. I just post a picture. Hey, this is something cool, and then somebody says, how much for that?
You can set up more than one Instagram.
Yes, but you have to keep logging out to get logged back into a different
Yeah,
account.
they gotta fix that.
Yeah, like in Twitter, we can stay inside the app and keep switching between profiles, but on,
Facebook, you go here.
well, that's what pages.
All the other-
Yeah, they have different pages. And so, but another way to reach your customers is by doing live art. All right, and that's where your presentation comes in. So I don't know how I find places or events. I just reach out, and especially when I know somebody at an event who's doing an event, I'll say, why is there any art here? And it's not an event for art, but I'll say, come on, let me just do some live art.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'll say, cool. And they'll say, we can't pay you. And I said, that's cool. As long as you don't charge me, I'm all right. And then I'll show up with my easel and my painting, my canvas, my paints, and I start painting. And I'm handing out cards all night long. I can't sit there and just paint because people come talk to you. But I'll be the only artist painting. Now it's cool to be in an art festival and be one of 100 booths painting. But you're competing against everybody. Find those events where there's no art
And make art.
and do art.
But I go back to your event where you had the body painting.
Uh-huh.
That's again what I said. It feels good to have
People that are doing the art thing, yeah,
and
yeah.
talking to you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep. That's right. You're sitting there painting, and people just want to ask you questions and talk to you about what you're doing right then and there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's an event that I do on Thursday nights. It's I do it once a month, but they do it every Thursday. It's called Smart Thursdays. It's at Acoustic Jazz Acoustic, something like that. North Avenue and Marietta Street. And so it's SMART. It stands for musicians and artists. Forget what the S stands for. Any case, there was no art, but it had to do with musicians and like and art. But where's the art?
Yeah.
And so because I know the guy who organizes it, I said, well, let me come in and do art. I can only do once a month. He said, yeah, let's do it. So the first 2 times I was there painting, I sold the art that same night.
Do they have walls where you can hang?
Nope.
And that, if you got people in there, someone working, go there because I do music, man, something
Mm-hmm.
like the blues.
Sure. But they don't have any walls. They don't have any space for any art. But all I needed was a little corner to have my easel, to have my canvas, and I painted. And then I sold that night. See, so it's the opportunities that you create for yourself. You know, and based out of the art shows that I've been producing for 5 years. So then now other people reach out to me and say, hey, Dan, we're doing an event. Do you want to paint? I was like, yeah, I'll paint. You know, and so not only did James and his brother call me for the event they did on Saturday, and I painted. One Music Fest called me the same way. And Art Beats and Lyrics, I'm doing another wall this year for Art Beats and Lyrics. That's in October. 2 years ago, I did a wall for them. And it's just marketing and promotion of my skills. That's it. Constantly.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Did you, when did you decide to start doing the live stuff? Like really strategically, really try and do the live stuff? How did you decide that?
I don't remember.
You were always doing it?
You know, I always felt that that art is a very personal thing. Artists sit by themselves and do their art, you know, to themselves. I grew up that way. While everybody outside doing stuff, I'm sitting there drawing. And then I owned a tattoo shop for 8 years. And when you're doing tattoos, people want to stand there. And then, yeah, it's about as public, yeah, because people are standing there and looking at you and seeing what you're doing and asking you stuff like, look, I'm trying to do this. And it just became a natural thing. You know, you get past your fears and insecurities, and you of course you work on your talent so that you are professional, and you can't do it wrong even if you try. You know, so you get to that point where it doesn't matter how many people around you, how crowded the place is or noisy, you're gonna knock out the artwork the proper way. That's the problem I have with professional athletes. They get millions of dollars and then somehow that weekend they can't play. What are you talking about? That's the whole point. That's why you're a professional. That's why you trained your whole life. And this is the day that you can't catch a ball and you paid $1 million for that quarter of the game? No. So as a professional, I feel that no matter what the situation is, as long as I have the right tools and I'm sitting there focused, I can do the work and do the job. And so because of the tattoo shop, we used to have art shows at our shop. And my business partner, he's the one who organized the shows. He was a curator. And I don't know, we just kind of just started doing it. And this is in the 90s, a long time ago. Yeah, I'm old.
Oh, look at my niece. I was just born.
You were just born.
Yeah.
And I was we was doing art, and then once we shut down the shop, I was still doing art stuff on my own. A friend of mine, he's a DJ. He called me up and said, Dan, we're doing a show in East Atlanta. Can you bring some art? And I know hundreds of artists. I'm like, yeah. Next thing you know, I'm doing it the next month,
Yeah,
and then and on, and it's like, let's do some art, let's paint. Somebody paints. We do drawing sessions all the time. Artists get together, and there's plenty of drawing sessions throughout around town. Artists sit around together and they draw together. Now that cultivates creativity and talent, but when you have events and you're out at an event and you're out there showing your work and showing your talent, I think it has a big impact on your career and the way people see you. Because I'm sure when we met, you was like, oh, there's a guy sitting there and he's doing a class, but then you see me Saturday and I'm painting.
Yeah,
And I'm actually painting.
Yoda like nothing.
Yeah, and I'm actually there sitting there painting. It's like, oh, that dude does have talent. He knows his stuff. His shirt ain't dirty just because he slapped some paint on it. It's because he was actually doing some stuff, you know. And so those are the opportunities that you get to promote your work. And I feel very strong about this, that your website should reflect your name, your brand name that you're using. So that way, people only have to remember that. And it's always ingrained in people's heads about who you are. And how, when they tell somebody else, it's easier to say, yes, Phyllis Robinson, that's her stuff. Go to phyllisrobinson.com. Phyllis A. Robinson.
But it's so many people with my name, that's why I want par art.
Okay, then just keep it par art. Take off the LLC part. It doesn't have to be in the domain. That's a legal term, and I'm not a lawyer.
Business.
Right, but that's legalities. That needs to be in your paperwork, and I can't tell you anything about it. But when it comes to a domain name, back when I had my tattoo shop, it was VantagePointStudios.com. And people would call us and say, how much for an hour of studio time? I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, you're a recording studio, aren't you? I was like, no, it's a tattoo studio. So we shortened it, and it was too long. We had to say Vantage Point Studios, E at the end of point, and it's a plural for studios.com. And so then we shortened it to VPSArt.com. You know, just like keep it simple. It has to be something that people can, one person can tell another person, and they'll get it right. You know. Yes, sir.
I have a question. When it comes to your domain name, I've been told that depending on the customer you're trying to attract, for example, with me, it's more of a high-end customer, you should just spell it out. Now, of course, the domain that I'm using, it wouldn't allow me to spell it out, so I have to shorten it.
Yeah. What is your domain again? Victor Brown, Victor something Brown, in it?
VL Brown,
Oh, VL Brown.
PMG, or Principles Backwards.
VL Brown.
Try VL Brown, PMG.
PMG. And what's the PMG stand for?
Prince, multiples, and backwards.
Okay. But VL Brown was taken already. VLBrown.com?
I think so. Like her, there's a lot of people out there with the name Victor Brown, and some VL Browns out
Yeah.
there. So.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter that who you're talking to, because we're all humans and we're all people. And English is the language that we use, and English is a weird language in that it's written one way and it's pronounced the other. So you have to be very plain when you're creating domain names. That's what I think. You have to be very, very plain. You know, the most difficult domain I have is The Creative Genius, because I have to say it's DA Creative Genius. You know, but when you hear it, The Creative Genius, you want to put in THE Creative, The Creative Genius. But I say no, it's DA. Why did I do that? I don't remember. It used to be Creative Genius, and then I just added the to it. I think it was out of back in the day with the email addresses, everything was taken. So I did the same thing. I added the DA, but I mean, 15 years later, I've created the brand. If you Google The Creative Genius, I'm the only one. Yeah, I'm not so lucky. So you have to come up with something that's simple, but it's easy to communicate. And even if it's not your name, I did a website for Jason Thomas, who's not here today. He said he was coming, but so his name is Jason Thomas, and that's pretty simple. And I'm sure there's a million Jason Thomas. And so I said, well, we're gonna call your website Jason Thomas Art, and it was available. Add the word art to your name.
Yeah, it's good too for Finastra art, because Finastra had nothing to do with art, so it would really struggling like how just like our app having that in there like really helps with search engine stuff like because now whether somebody puts an app or art or Finestra art, Finestra app, whatever, it's come up faster.
Mm-hmm.
That brings me to another question, SEO.
SEO, yeah. Well, so that's search engine optimization, and there's several steps on how to make that happen, work for you. It starts, of course, with your domain name, but it also includes the content of your website, of what's on the page, and it's the words that you're using. So if the word art is in there and because you're talking about art, then art is going to be one of those keywords that you're found under. Your website has to talk about those words that you want to be found under. I mean, you can stuff your website with Nicki Minaj and Beyonce and so on and so forth if you want, but that's not what you're selling. That's not what you're talking about on your website. But of course, there's a big search term, so you want your site to come up. But then that's not your customer anyway, so why do that? Even though that's still it's called cheating and it's wrong, it's going to work against you. Yeah, but that's another part of how that SEO works. Of course, there's keywords and things that should be included on your site and your code and so on. And Weebly allows you to add in keywords into your website. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I like Weebly. You hear me, fellas? Yeah. Now, feel free to always communicate with me anytime outside of here, because I'll sit down and send you some feedback, send you some outlines of things that we can do. I have articles on my websites that outline your marketing stuff that you should do. I think it's on denominatorgraphics.com. You rolling?
Yeah, I got a bounce.
All right, brother.
Thanks, man.
Come by.
Thanks, guys.
Finestra Art app.
Facebook tonight. Everybody like it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna post it on the meetup right now.
All right, thanks, Dan. See you.
And I have that. I installed the Finestra Art app on my iPhone, and then, like you said, the first one is free, so you post one piece of art for free, and then every piece of art that you post is 99 cents, right? So I posted like 10 already. Why not? I can tell the world.
When did you do it?
When? What do you
When
mean?
you posted?
A couple weeks ago I started.
Oh, you say you sold something?
No, I have not sold any. They just getting started.
Okay.
What's cool about it is that it's an app, though. It's not a website, because there's hundreds of websites on that you can post your artwork and sell. But what you want is what I do is I join any site that's online that lets you put a profile together and post some art for sale. And most of the time, what I really do is follow what somebody else has done. If one of the artists who I follow, whose art and whose career I want to be like, does something, then I do it too.
We post on Jesse 14 days for free, and they'll give you statistics, all that other details.
Yeah. So
Just
does Weebly, and it costs the same.
just say you post on everybody.
Oh yeah, I do, but it's only free for 14 days, and after that, I'm not paying.
Right.
It's free.
You just seeing where it goes.
Right. Now, here's something that I did, society6.com. And so this artist named W, I talk about him a lot. He posted a link to one of his art pieces from Society 6. So I went to the word society and then the number 6.com. And so then I went right onto the site, created an account. It's free forever. Post as many pieces as you want, but you have to post. So once you post your artwork, you can also post the same artwork for sale on shirts and on what else they got? Skins for laptops, iPhones, pillows, things like that. Why not? I posted one of my pieces that I posted was these art knuckles. I had this brass knuckle design that has a pencil and a marker and a couple other things. The very first day I posted it, I sold a shirt. It's just many other ways of putting your artwork out there. Your prints, since you do prints, why not? Society 6 will print out the piece and ship it off. You don't have to do anything. You just tell them how much cut you want. That's another way to get your artwork out there.
It's like Dazzle.
Like Zazzle, yes, uh-huh.
It's like cafe.
Like Cafe Press, sure. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, what do you think about DeviantArt? Because I was reading up on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, it's cool to set up a page on there, but yet they're going to only give you out of, let's say, $30 for selling art, $4.
Right. So here's how you look at the things like that. That's any website. So I like DeviantArt, but DeviantArt is started as just a place for artists to look at each other's art. All right. So the majority of people who are on DeviantArt are other artists, and so it's not a marketplace. They created a marketplace in there, but that's not how it was designed. Society 6 is for artists to post their work so that the public can look at it and buy your art. So the question is, okay, if something is on the site for $30 and they sell it, but you only get $4 from it, so they make $26. Do you see something wrong with that? Maybe, but you didn't have to build a website. You didn't have to have the merchant account to process credit card transactions. You didn't have to print that shirt, that poster, or whatever is that item you made. You didn't have to package it and ship it off. See, that's a whole lot of stuff that you just got out of doing. And you just made $4. Didn't do anything. You were going to sell prints anyways. So you got to look at it on a different way. Now, so I have posters that I've got printed. There's PrimaAtlanta.com. They do a lot of good printing for prints and posters. That's where I got the flyers for Artist King. Prima, Prima, Atlanta.com. My wife's not gonna be happy with me telling you all my secrets. But so there's so they print posters. All right. So you can put in an order for 50 posters for $25. I'm not sure exactly what the price is today. It depends on what their special offers are. So that's 50 cents a poster. All right, so now let's say I sell that poster for $10, $15. I done made a big profit. Yes, but if I sell it online, I got to get a tube, roll the thing up, put it in a tube, put it in the mail, ship it off. That doesn't cost me $10 now. So my profit just went down just like that. It's the same thing. But in this case, I had to put the money up to buy the stuff that's sitting around in my house waiting for somebody to buy it. Whereas when you use an online printer like Society 6, you don't have anything sitting at the house. You do that online, you do it on your computer, upload it, it's sitting there. You're telling the world, go buy my stuff. There's people already shopping on that website, looking through stuff. Even in Finestra app, what they did in that app is if you're a buyer, you can search through artwork based on color. So if you want, you have your living room set up a certain color scheme, you can search for that kind of color scheme, and if your artwork fits that color scheme, it's going to show up. That's what buyers are doing. So it saves you a whole lot of time, and that's why it's worth that much money. So if they're gonna, and like in Society 6, it's already telling you that the poster price is such and such. So now, how much do you want to make off of that? And then you tell it how much money you want to make. So if it's $20 to produce it already, and sometimes people will pay $25 for that kind of print, well then you say 25 and you're gonna make $5. But if you think your artwork is the bomb and people following you and every time you do shows you sold out, then you could say $100. And now you done made $80 instead of the $5 you would have made if you're unknown. It all depends on what level of your career you're in also. Yes.
Okay, you got your own certain type of style. How do you search for those art buyers that want your style?
That are looking for your style, yeah. I don't know, that's hard.
Google that up?
Yeah, you can. So that would be one way. For your art style, I really don't know because we had to sit down and figure out what that style is called. Huh?
Special.
It's called special.
Spiritual, political, erotic.
And so maybe those are the search words that you need to do. Erotic art, and then see what you find. And so now what happens is, so you have artwork that's spiritual, you have artwork that's political, and then you have artwork. You have different types of themes, right? You have themes. So then you find the websites or places that you can post that have a particular theme to them. So if it's a political art website, you only post the political art that you have. You don't post the erotic art.
Go Google and
Yeah, you can Google it.
political art.
Sure, yeah, political
What
art.
happens?
That's right. Why not?
Okay, I'm just trying to.
Yes, they do. Yeah, so let's do a search and to a term. So you're looking for erotic art and act like if you were a buyer. If you were a person who's out looking for erotic art for your gallery,
Okay.
then do a search and see what comes up. And then and this happens a lot to what I do because so I have my phone. I like to put skins on it and all these different things. And so then I'll find a website that has the skulls and skins that have skull art, right? And so the first thing I do after I see this website that has the skins that I like for my phone, I look for the information and how can I post my art on there. And that's what you want. So as soon as you find a website that features a type of art that fits your art, then how could I post my stuff there? And it works the same way. Fashion, same way. What is it? What's out there that's going on that has to do with the things that I like, and how could I get in? There we go. I hope that helps.
Yeah, because I be talking myself all the time.
Yeah.
But this helps us.
Yes. Right. What's up, Victor?
Now, I was just gonna point out Professional Artist Magazine.
Professional Artist Magazine.
They always print in their magazines, what, it comes out
Mhm.
every 2 months, different contests and things to what they're
Mhm.
looking for artists.
You know what another resource is? Is a book that costs like $30. It's big and fat.
Yeah.
The Illustrator Market.
Artist Market.
Blue cover. They got that blue cover.
Yeah, it has a blue cover.
That's a good book.
Artist Marketplace.
Artist Marketplace. Artist.
Graphic. Damn it.
I must find it. I'm gonna tell you right now.
You can find it at libraries too. Surprising.
Yeah, I can't find it. Artist Market. And so so what you find? Oh, there's a website called Fine Art Marketplace also. And that's it. And just search for stuff. But there is a book that has a listing of galleries. And what you do is you have to go through those galleries' websites and see the kind of art that they take, you know. And when you're looking for the kind of galleries that feature the type of art that you have, because then that's the kind of clientele that they're catering to, which is your market. But any gallery that says you have to pay us for us to do some work for you, it's just that's their business, to take artist money, not to actually sell. When I ask for a hanging fee, it's because I'm actually going to spend money on a hanging fee on flyers and things like that. You know, we're doing a show. But a gallery should have clientele ready to buy your work, and that's why they want your work. And if they want 50% of the price, well, they're going to sell it. You can have 100% of nothing while it's sitting in your house, or 50% of a big price, and it's gone, and they're getting your name out there. And so then you do another series of paintings, and you sell that. And another series of paints, and little by little you build up to the price point that it can pay for your lifestyle. That's what we want. We want to sell art to the point where it's paying for our lifestyle and we don't have to have a regular job. Because working is for suckers. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. No. We all have to have a job in life. I have a boss too. My clients.
Of course.
Yeah, why not? Any last questions?
You are
No.
working on a project. You know you can do the project, but you just don't have the drive. What would you?
You don't have the drive for the project?
You know you can pull it off. You're like, man, little by little.
Well, depends. Are they paying you for it? You getting paid for the project?
And you get paid.
Yeah, and that's not motivation enough?
Yeah. But you can do the work. I came across.
But then don't do it. Pass it on to somebody else. The hardest thing is that because you're an artist, you're emotional, and sometimes things move you and you want to do that. And even if there's no money, you still do it. And then there's things that, because you've gotten into this way of of art that you do that now people are offering you money and maybe you're not feeling it and now you don't want to do it. Well, then you're not a professional. A professional is one who does it and can do it the same way every time and knock it out, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. You gotta work your way up.
More of the content of it, I guess.
But then it's not for you.
Alright.
It's for somebody else. Now, now it becomes, now you're a businessman. Now you find somebody else who will do it, and you take the client, you get the money, and you pay the artist to do the work. It's business. Yeah.
No emotions.
Right. No. Yeah. No emotion. That's right. It's business. That's right.
Yeah.
You're in the business of it. When I own my tattoo shop, you have to be there because your hours say from 12 noon to 9 p.m. Now you got to be there. You don't feel like it. You're tired. You don't care to talk to this person. You just walk through the door. But that's the business.
Yeah. If you put
You're
yourself on a stage like that, you have to.
Yeah. You set it up.
Yeah.
You set it up. You pay the rent. Now you got to make the sale.
Yeah.
It's just like over here. I gotta be there for that check.
That's right. So it all comes down to what your goal is. If you want to be in business, in the business of art, then that's something you're gonna have to work through. All right. Yes. All right. Well, thank you for coming out. I'm Dan the Man. Artistking.org. Don't forget the Blackbook Conversations. TBBCAtl.com.
I will try to make the Artist King thingamajig.
Well, we can work it out. You just do what I tell you to do. Work on that, and you'll be part of the team, and then you can just come.
Just to find
Do